Is this film larger than life? Let's find out. Hello Fanatics, I'm Phillips and this is the Film Fanatic review bringing you Downsizing, starring Matt Damon, Chau, and Christoph Waltz. First, we'll tell you what the movie is about and our initial thoughts. Then we'll move on to our spoiler-free likes and dislikes. We'll finish up with some spoiler-heavy thoughts on this film and our final word. Downsizing follows the story of a man who realizes his life would be a whole lot better if he were to shrink to 5 inches tall, living a life of wealth in a tiny utopia. Overall, I was quite disappointed with this film. The trailers for it looked so good as it was an interesting sci-fi premise, but it just failed to deliver. For what I liked about this film, let's start off with the best part, the premise. This film has a phenomenal concept that creates a meticulous, awe-inspiring world. I loved every little aspect about the idea of downsizing humans to reduce their carbon footprint. The visuals in turn are magnificent as we are brought into this tiny utopian society. The performances help in elevating the concept with some humanizing complex characters. And the themes are very topical and relatable, setting up a smart and engaging idea. However, while the concept and premise of this film is great, it just doesn't deliver as the tone is absolutely everywhere, and I'll explain that more in the spoiler section. Oh, and the effects are not the greatest in this film, as you can clearly see the difference in the CGI between the downsized people and normal-sized people when they're in the same scene. And that's where I'll end our spoiler-free thoughts on this film. If you want to hear our final word or rating of this film, pause now and click the link in the description, because now it's time for spoilers. So there's a clear divide in this film of the story and what it wants to be. At first, we have this story about a loving couple who plans to downsize together, but she gets cold feet and runs away after he has already gone through the procedure. Next, we have a story about self-discovery and that yearning to find what our purpose is that starts when Paul meets Gong. Separately, these stories could have worked, but together it's just two mismatched concepts that fail to deliver a message for either one. The divide is so prominent that it's even seen in the casting of the film, where you have Kristen Wiig and Jason Sudeikis in the comedy portion of it, and Christoph Waltz and Chau in the more dramatic part. The problem is I think that the writers didn't want to feel like they were ripping off Honey, I Shrunk the Kids too much, and opted to go a more spiritual, dramatic route rather than all-out comedy. Shame, because this could have been one of the funniest and inventive comedies of the year. And the best scenes to me were the introduction to the miniature world and the actual downsizing procedure. So, with the thoughts heard, here's our final word. Downsizing is an engaging sci-fi drama that squanders a larger-than-life premise on a small-minded story. While it has great world building and phenomenal performances, the story is tonally all over the place and never really finds itself, leaving a lot to be desired. This film could have been one of the best of the year and I was really rooting for it, but in the end, it was just so all over the place that it didn't hit its mark whatsoever. So I'm gonna give Downsizing a 5. Thanks everyone for watching our review. Are you planning on seeing Downsizing? Or if you've already seen it, do you have something to add? What did you think of the story? Let us know in the comments below. I'm Phillips and this has been the Film Fanatic Review. If you liked this video and you want to see more, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Check out our latest Worth the Watch video where we recap and review Season 1 of Star Trek Discovery. Don't forget to follow us on our social media. And until next time, Fanatics, keep it real.